Hey there friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and Lala and I are here today to talk to you about a book that we think is just absolutely phenomenal. I actually just finished reading it a couple days ago. I thought it was fantastic, and it's definitely going to be one of those books that sticks with me for a while. Going to be one of those stories that I think about and go back to in my head over and over again. I really, really loved it. Now, this book is absolutely perfect to read for the month of May, which is what we're in now, because this month is AAPI month, among other things, which is Asian American Pacific Islander month. So this is a month where we like to read books about Asian American Pacific Islander authors, that feature those characters. Now, obviously, we want to read them and celebrate them all year long, and we do. However, this month in particular is a really great time to highlight books like that. So this is the perfect time to talk about this book, the perfect time to read about this book. If you're looking for something new to read by an author maybe you're not familiar with, this is a great one. So, what is the book? The Return of Ellie Black by Emiko Jean. The Return of Ellie Black. Now, I had this one on my radar just because of the author, because she has written, this is not her first adult book, but the books that she's most well known for are her young adult books. She's got a couple, Tokyo Ever After, Tokyo Dreaming, that are really, really good. So when I saw that this was coming out, I was super excited about it. Didn't know much about what it was going to be, other than it was going to be a mystery/thriller. But I hesitate to just lump it into that particular genre alone, because it goes really, really well beyond that. It brings up a lot of things that are really great talking points, really great thinking points. It's a book that's definitely going to make you think for a while. But also it has the hallmarks of a thriller too. There are some twists that I did not see coming. A couple of them, particularly at the end, there's one that really threw me for a loop. Overall, it's just a fantastic story. So what is it about? So it is about a cop named Chelsea, who is basically, what her job is she particularly is the one that works on cases where there are missing girls. And she is very haunted by this topic because when she was a teenager 15 years ago, her older sister, was kidnapped and then murdered. So this is very personal for her. Now, Chelsea is also adopted. She was fully Japanese, and she was adopted into a white family. So she's dealing with a lot of the small town racism. She lives in this little town in the Pacific Northwest, growing up there where she was teased for things like that, and also then becoming a police officer, which is its whole other thing, right? Especially being not only a woman in the force, but being a minority woman in the force. And the character talks a little bit about that throughout the book as well. So she's now a cop, and basically in present day we're talking about this girl returns who was kidnapped 2 years ago, named Ellie Black. She is starved, she's malnourished, she's been abused, and Chelsea thinks that now that Ellie is back, she escaped from wherever she was being held. Maybe if they find out what was going on, who took her, where she's being held, she can prevent more girls from, this happening to other girls. But something is not entirely right with Ellie. Obviously, she's experienced a huge traumatic event over the past 2 years, right? But Ellie is really withdrawn and does not want to talk about what happened to her or where she was held. And Chelsea begins to think that maybe she is hiding something or trying to protect somebody. So Chelsea has to try to get to the bottom of this case to figure out where she was, where Ellie has been this whole time, who took her, because she wants to prevent more girls from being taken. Because there have been other girls that were found dead that are linked back to Ellie, and she thinks maybe Ellie is the only one that's gotten away, and if she can get this information from her. So it's obviously this going back and forth between, you have Ellie's point of view from right before she was taken to when she was taken, and some of the stuff that she endured happening at the same time. You're getting her remembrance of this as you're getting Chelsea's story as well. Now, Chelsea has her own set of problems she's dealing with. She has a really hard time to commit. She has a husband named Noah, but she has a really, really hard time connecting with him because she has never been able to let go of her sister's death. of what it did to her family. Her father, who was also a police officer, which is why she followed in his footsteps. You know, her mom left after her sister died, and it was just her and her father. And it was a hard time growing up, not only just with her sister's disappearance and death, but also just, you know, being raised by this really gruff, hard man. So there's a lot going on with Chelsea as well, and I loved her as a character. She was definitely flawed, but she was very real. She felt like just such a real person, and I was just rooting for her to get through this and get through this case and to try to figure out what was going on. But I was also rooting for Ellie because she is such a sympathetic character, obviously. And I just wanted her to be okay, and I didn't want anything. I just wanted to wrap her in a hug or like a big warm blanket and let her know everything was going to be fine. So this book is absolutely phenomenal. I really loved it a lot. Like I said, you've got the great thriller / mystery aspect. There are tons of twists in it, including one at the end that just, it completely blew me away. But then you've also got like a lot of discussion about women in the police force, you know, growing up as a minority in a small town, and stuff like that too, that was just really introspective and poignant and deep. So this book is more than what it seems. It's not just a thriller. It's got a lot of really heavy depth to it that was just fantastic to dive into. I loved everything about this, and it is an amazing book, and I highly, highly recommend it, especially if you like, you know, mysteries and thrillers that do the work and go a little bit deeper than just, you know, getting you through the twists and turns. The Return of Ellie Black. Well, that's what we've got for you guys today. I hope that you really want to read this, and if you do, come and talk to me about it, especially that ending, because that twist is just absolutely crazy. It is available at Farmington Community Library, so if you want to pick it up, you can do that there. And also, thank you so, so very much for watching, friends, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day.